Alrighty, so what I am going to show you guys is these LED scripts or strips I bought, and you can use them for just anything. You can put anything on them. You can program with them. They're just run by Raspberry Pi and a simple Linux thing, but the store does come with a lot of like emojis and a lot of like, you know, like the ones from my car comes with like little eyeballs. It looks like your car has like eyes and it blinks and stuff, and it also has, you know, going right, going left, hey, you're too close to me, all that sort of stuff. But here's the one for I just put on my windows here, and as you see, they're really meant for at night. So I'm gonna film this at night to show you. But yeah, I don't know if you can see it. But basically, you know, this one says that like I'm online, and this one just says my company name, Watson Tech. So now if you go over to the car, the ones I got for the car, and you're probably not going to see these either right now, but as you can see, there's these little strips, and they look a lot better at night. But basically, they're just like eyelids. You know, they look pretty cool at night. Give it some character, you know. And I got some LED lights here and here. And then I posted one here. And one there. So you can see it from the side and the back. And then obviously you can see it from the front. Now, they're not illegal unless I'm running blue and red lights. But as long as I'm running yellow, green, or I think just blue and not in a strobe pattern, you're okay. It's the strobing from the red to red to blue, that's illegal. So I think you could keep them static red from what I read, and you can keep it static blue. You just can't have it rotating red and blue. But you can do rotating or static orange, like you would your hazards. So you still have the ability to do that. And I mean, I guess you could run a green, orange, or green, yellow strobe for doing things like you know, work areas or where you're in a hazardous area. So yeah, so definitely gonna be tempted not to play with my friends, but and these things do the same thing too. They can do some illegal stuff too, so you got to be careful when you put this stuff out in your car and have good self-control, and because they are bright and they look exactly like a police car. I mean, if I you'll see at night when I shoot this video, you would think you're getting pulled over for 100%, which is really illegal. So I don't know why they didn't block that feature, but like I said, these are not made in America. They're just lights, and it's kind of up to you to use the good judgment and not to impersonate a police, because you could do a lot of damage, you know, and you could cause an accident. You're not a police officer, you don't have the training, you know. There's just so many things that could go wrong by doing that. And of course, getting pulled over by the real police for having lights impersonating the police is probably, I'm guessing, not the best ticket, or I'm pretty sure it's probably like a felony. So it's probably not the best thing you want to get yourself into. But they do have that capability. I wanted to say that. But we're never going to use that, except maybe at car shows or something where it's kind of in a controlled environment and we have permission to do that. As for, like, you know, shooting or doing a scene. But other than that, it's completely illegal. So just want to make sure you guys know that, and that we're not going to be doing that, or I'm not going to be doing that, because it's just simply not worth it. I'm not a cop, I'm a software engineer. So that's reserved for our people that protect us and keep us safe. Other than that, the strips, I wish they looked better during the day. I mean, I guess I don't mind them that much. I mean, when you're driving, it looks better. I did, some people say that you could just slap them on your window and they just stay. That wasn't my case. I had to go the painful route and use the two-side tape that they give you with the kit, and it's pretty annoying, but they do give you a good amount of tape. I can't say that. They give you a good amount of tape, because it's pretty much, you put it on there, and if you stick it and it's not in the right place, you gotta redo it. That's just it. So it's very hard to get in place. Like, these are not even placed perfect. What side? Where did I see? Yeah, this side right here can go down a little bit. So whenever I get, you know, I'm not lazy, I'm gonna redo that one and place it. But you can't really tell at night. They look pretty good. And gonna see how these strobes look, just like a solid blue. And I will definitely film it at night so you guys can see, but I just want to show you during the day. I don't have my keys with me, or else I would show you. You know what, I do have my keys with me. The wiring I'm not done with. I gotta hide it a little bit better. But basically, they plug in like that. And this one I started doing the wiring. That one I saw it's untangled doing the wiring. But it's kind of like a little bit of a wiring mess down there. That's definitely my drink that fell out of my grocery bag today. I forgot to buy that. That's for dinner. But I found that. Straighten out my mat here. But yeah, there's a lot of wiring to be hidden and put away. So I'm gonna do that and then clean the inside and clean the outside. But yeah, so we got everything still going on here. we got our video here. It's hard to see this during the day, but there's the camera for that, and we got that. Oh, and we upgraded the speakers. I'm sure if you checked out my my Facebook, you can see that we upgraded the speakers. I wonder how hard this would be to show you without it. So you can see those are upgraded speakers in the factory ones. So definitely sound much better, especially with the head unit, since the head unit has a bigger thing about clips about this is just make sure you line them up before you give it any kind of force, and then you won't break them. You know, as long as you line them up, you won't break a clip, especially on a panel like this. But what I was gonna say, since this already has a amp in it, it is definitely powerful enough to power these two speakers, or these 4 speakers in the car. I think they run between 60 and 120 amps and 250 watts each. So, and there's no sub. I didn't want to get a sub because I really don't have any place for that because of all my tools. But I definitely wanted to upgrade the stereo system, so I did that. And we did the spark plug change. Didn't break any. Used the method where, you know, let the car cool down, spray it with some penetration oil, we'll take all the coils off. That's what we did. We did it very methodically. We turned the car off, or I turned the car off. I let it sit for about 45 to an hour during the night where it wasn't so hot. And what I did was I sprayed penetration oil, the stuff I got from AutoZone. It's not WD-40. I heard you don't want to use WD-40, but WD-40 does make a separate can, or a separate product that is for that purpose. But I wanted to get the one that everyone recommended, so I got that. I went through and just took off all the coils, took them off, unplugged them, put them in a box, and put them inside my house for safekeeping. And basically used I don't have an air compressor, so I used my shop vac to kind of blow out all the debris in between the coils and the spark plugs. So that was a suggestion that I was told, and I just basically took you know, some mechanic towels and just covered where the spark plug holes are, because the coils are out, so the spark plugs are exposed. And if anything falls in there, like dust, or God forbid, like a screw or something, you know, and it's just gonna be a pain, you know. You might be okay if you have a spark plug in there. You can use probably like a little magnet to get the thing out if it's a screw. But if the spark plug's gone, if the spark plug's out, and you drop something in there, you're gonna have some problems. So basically, what I did is, going back to what I did is, I lubricated it. Each one, all 8 of the spark plugs. Not that much. I didn't go crazy. I just
you know, sprayed it, you know, dab, you know, like maybe 3 sprays each cylinder. And then I waited about 4 hours, and I came back. No, was it it was 4 to 6 hours. I came back out, and I got a I wouldn't call it a torque wrench. I mean a torque. I mean, I could show you. I wouldn't call it. It's just like a extension, and then I have this socket that I can use. I know it's tempted to show you, but you guys all know what spark plug sockets. If they have like that little rubber piece in them, so that they pull it out a little easier. But this one I got is a little bit longer, and it's kind of meant for these Triton engines, as they're known for breaking the spark plug, because of the spark plug has porcelain on it, and that porcelain is built directly into the bolt. So sometimes it tends to break the porcelain, or the nut breaks at the porcelain, somewhere around there, you know, where basically you're stuck, or I think the whole nut breaks, and then you're just stuck with a screw inside your spark plug, and you can't get it out. You have to use a special tool that where you kind of basically thread it in there the opposite direction, and hopefully you can get a good enough grip where you could extract it. So there's a couple of tools to get that out, but if you bring it to a mechanic, they're going to charge you, you know, a lot of money. So I've had removed spark plugs from this truck before. It's a pain. I've been able to do it every single time. I had the tool for it, but definitely don't want to do it. And like I wanted to do now that they have these new spark plugs they're redesigned. Company made spark plugs especially for this engine redesigned, where they don't break anymore. It's a whole different way of the design of the spark plugs. So I got all those in my car now, so I don't want to do a spark plug change again. I'm just gonna do it like a normal car, just hook it up and take it off. No penetration or anything. I did do some anti-seize when I put them back on, just to make it a little bit easy to get back off the next time. And there's so many different things about when you look up spark plugs about these engines. Now this car comes with a 6-liter. Comes with 3 engines, a 6-liter, and it comes with 2 V8s, a 4.6 or 4.7, and then I believe it has another step up, which is a 5.8, I want to say. I had the 4.6, so I had the 4.6 V8. So I think one of my problems is not really because I know the 4.6 is the one with the less problems, and that's the reason why I got it. I wanted a V8, you know. Obviously, I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money for a truck. I don't want to spend $100,000 on a truck, but I wanted, you know, a nice, decent truck to have. But so I got the 4.6. I'm happy with the power. I don't race my truck or anything like that. I have other cars for that. But what I was gonna say is, I know the V6 has a tendency to blow out the spark plugs, or they fall in. Well, I don't know. They seem to have one problem. But the V8 5.6 definitely has a problem where it blows out. It could blow out if you don't torque it right, because and this is another part of this redesigned spark plug that I put in. If you don't torque it right, or really if you torque it to even, sorry about this, there's a truck going by, even if you torque it to the factory specs that they tell you to, there is a high number of people saying that they blew a spark plug, and that's just, the spark plug just blows right out of the engine, and it's definitely going to destroy the coil. If you just get away with destroying the coil, then you're really lucky, but it's probably going to do more damage than that. Maybe, I don't know how fast it's coming out or the velocity. It could go through the hood, you know. So I do know that they say sometimes to over torque it a little bit, but like I said, I got these new design spark plugs, and I did some research. The 4.6 doesn't seem to have that problem as much, but it definitely has a problem with spark plugs breaking inside here, because I've had a spark plug break inside here doing my first spark plug change, and I thought I ruined my car, and then did some research, and then, you know, I got this tool and I was able to use that to extract it. It's just like when you strip a bolt, you can kind of drill into it the opposite way, you know, I guess counterclockwise or whatever, and then once you get enough grip in there, you can kind of make yourself another basic way to torque it out, and it's even stronger than, you know, the bolt, I guess, because the bolt broke, but the tool's able to take it out. But it's just look up extract broken spark plugs, or extract broken nuts, and I forget, the tool will come right up. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but it's like this little thing that you drill into it, and it gives you it locks in enough going counterclockwise, where once you start to loosen it, lefty loosey, you know, you screw it in righty tighty, but then you could lefty loosey it and be able to extract the plug. It is very nerve-wracking. You do only get like 1 or 2 chances, and you can get to the point where you gotta take the whole, I don't even know, I guess take the whole block out and just drill it through it and rethread it at that point. I guess that's what you would do at that point. But if you're able to extract it, that's the best thing. And I used my shop vac while I was doing it, because it was getting debris everywhere in there, and I wanted to get that sucked out. I didn't want any metal shavings get inside my car. But yeah, but going back to the way I did it was saying we, like, I'm trying to say like we, because like I want to make it sound like the company is bigger than it is, but it's just me, and then sometimes people help me. But what was I gonna say? So after letting the penetration oil soak, I came back to it after about, let's just say 5 hours, and I always start from the back or closest to the firewall, because it just gets easier after you do that. I hate when things get harder, you know. I like to get the harder stuff out of the way, so it's like you can kind of see the end of the tunnel. I don't know, it just kind of helps me tackle, you know, things, unless you have to wait or take out a part or something to get to the hard part. But if you can get to the hard part first, I like to do that. So I did that, and actually what they tell you to do is move it about I think about like a half of an inch, and then tighten it back up. And I was like, really, like, when I heard this technique, I was like, God, it seems like it's going to be, you're putting yourself more in jeopardy. But I was like, all right, well, everyone said this worked for them. So what I did was I broke it loose. Definitely the penetration oil helped break it loose, and then I tightened it up a little bit, and then loosened it up again, tightened it up a little bit back, loosened it up again, and then kept on doing that until I could literally feel it like coming out, like, oh, this is coming out fine. And I repeated that process on all 8 of them and did not break one spark plug. So that is the tried and true method on doing a spark plug change, especially if you're doing it, if you haven't done it for 70 or 90 miles or 90,000 miles, 70,000 to 90,000 or more, you're definitely going to want to do that method. And again, it's just removing all the coils, put them aside, clean out the spark plug chamber, spray some spark plug penetration spray, not too much, but just what they recommend on the bottle or on the spray. You get it at AutoZone, in any auto store, and come back and don't, well, I don't know if it matters, but you want your engine to be cool when you go to break the spark plug loose. I don't know if you need it to be cool to put the penetration oil in, but you definitely need it to be cool to take the spark plugs out, or to crack it open or crack it loose, because it's just simple science. Hotter things are, hotter metal gets, the more it expands. So you can imagine a cold engine, the metal is going to be less expanded, and it's technically, or really going to be a smaller bowl diameter, so it's going to give you a little bit of help not being, heated up and it bigger from, the heat. So so do it when it's cold. Let the penetration spray sit for about 4 to 5 hours. Obviously don't drive around, well, your coils are not going to be on it anyways, but don't put your coils back in and drive around. Just, you gotta let the car sit for those 4 to 6 hours. Come back to it. Definitely in Florida, I recommend doing it at night, or I do most of my work at night because it's so hot during the day. I just have some good lights, and honestly, I like working with lights in the dark or whatever. They have very good night light solutions for mechanics now that that have magnets that stick to the car, and they can move in all different directions, and the LED, they're real bright, so I kind of like looking at that. So anyways, that's basically how you do it. And then tonight I'm going to show you what these LEDs look like, which should be pretty cool. But yep, thanks again for watching. Those are it's getting a little bit shadier now. Let's see. But that's it for Watson Tech and Watson Auto Repair. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.